And at this point, just sort of running through the paces as it appears it'll be a nice win here for the Pacers.
A beautiful pass doesn't always get you on the highlight reels, Clark, but there were some spectacular dishes in this game.
Yeah, it was a team that was really in sync. They trusted each other and took the right shots.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And they will walk out of here feeling really good about themselves today, guys. A big win over a conference foe they'd split their previous 2 games with.
Greg, they've got one more game left against them, and there's no doubt they'll use this as a jumping-off point to take another game off them later in the year. At least that's the plan.
And while it's a team game, you can't win without guys showing up. And that was the case tonight for Monta Ellis. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
Singler against Thornton. Covington dishes to Okafor, but they'll get another chance. And they get it back. Offensive rebound, Landry. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead. No slowing him down, just incredible numbers for Landry. He's got 21 points, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
Got a piece of it. Okafor with the steal. And now in transition is Thornton. Here we go. Here's Kirkland. And it's blocked by Adams. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here. Indiana on D. 17 points was their biggest margin.
Fellas, that two-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's an 8-point game. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Thornton with it. George picks him up. And the basket by Thornton. And so they foul intentionally.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
The pass to Stanley. Here's the 3. The Pacers pull it in. Freak with it, and the rejection by Embiid. So it's Indiana picking up the win. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really...
Guys, Paul George standing by.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Paul George. He came out of the locker room at halftime with some nice shooting, going 3 for 3 to start the third quarter. And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Moments away, it'll be the Indiana Pacers going up against the Charlotte Hornets. Looking at Charlotte, they're coming in off a win in their last game against the Cavaliers at Quicken Loans Arena. The season hasn't gone as smoothly for them as I'm sure they hoped it would. The good news is we still have a good chunk of it left to play, but if they're going to make a run, they better do it soon. Well, the Pacers certainly have the defensive side of the game down pat. Very strong defense for them for several seasons running. The problem, Shaq, the offense. How do they make the most of their possessions?
Well, they don't have the personnel to get out and run, so they need to be very smart, especially when they slow it down. They have to minimize turnovers.
Well, to me, they're better at threes, so they got to give themselves credit for that.
Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. We have Doris Burks and Freak subbed in for Taj Gibson. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Kid Gilchrist is checked in for Lamb. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Williams down low with Jefferson. Kemba Walker is out there with Batum. And it's Kid Gilchrist in at the three.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
Williams gets the bucket.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
And George kicks to Freak. The shot's good on the assist by George. Freak's got his second bucket of the game to go.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Screen by Jefferson. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Walker. Wide open. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Walker's got his first basket.
You can just see the passion and love with which he plays the game. You see how he prepares, the work ethic, the way he interacts with his teammates. And when he hits the floor, it's all about the game.
Outside, Kid Gilchrist. Turner with the steal. Miles, that's for two. Rebound, Kemba Walker.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Pass to Williams. Screen by Jefferson. Williams with the ball. Out-defended by Freak. 5 on the clock. Batum attacking. Here's Jefferson. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. George passes to Freak. Taken away by Williams. Shoots the three. Singler with the rebound. Singler's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Outside, George, and the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game. And there's Paul George on the assist by Singler. Indiana leading by 11. Freak in at power forward. Paul George is out there with Kyle Singler. Then there's C.J. Miles. And it's Adams in at the center, filling out the middle. That's the Pacers 5. And that one's good. And it's 6 points for Freak.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Charlotte has gone 0-2 from deep here in the set. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the 76ers played some outstanding basketball. He dropped 14 points and got a lot of those points how he usually does, creating contact and getting to the free throw line. We could see his role in this offense expand if he puts together more games like this one, guys.
All right, Doris. Well, guys, coming off a performance like that has got to have him supremely confident right now.
No doubt. I guarantee he comes into today's game feeling there isn't anything he can't do on the floor right now.
Tell you what, Greg, I think he might be right based on that last game. I'm inclined to agree with him.
There's a screen. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
And Indiana making it. And that does it for the first half of play.
Here we go. Here we go, Pacers fans.
Now the third quarter about to get going. And some changes here for the Pacers. Turner's checked in for Steven Adams. And Freak subbed in for Taj Gibson. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Charlotte. Sessions comes in for Walker.
All right, fans, that was your Pace Mates. Let's let them know how great you are and make some noise.
Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a win against the 76ers.
Their percentage from long range in that game was off the charts. It seemed like anytime the fans got a little hostile, they just started to take it up a notch from beyond.
The bombs were really falling, weren't they? I mean, great shooting, especially when you consider it was on the road.
And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Williams down low with Jefferson. Sessions out there with Jeremy Lamb. And it's Lee in at the small forward. And George kicks to Freak. And stolen by Williams. Singler against Lee. Williams. That's tipped.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Singler dishes to Freak. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's on Al Jefferson.